In this video I'm going to take you through the proportions of a face so that if you would like to draw a self-portrait or a picture of somebody else, you kind of have an idea of the basic proportions, where things are actually going to sit on the face. So for this I've got a piece of paper, I've got a pencil, rubber, and I've got a Sharpie because I'm going to kind of fill in the lines when I finish. So I'm going to start off with a pencil because we're going to be using some guidelines that we don't want in our final design, so we want to be able to rub those out eventually. I'm going to start off by drawing a basic egg shape. There we go, that's going to be our rough face. Okay, now for the guidelines, we're going to draw a line that goes straight down the centre, top to bottom, and that's because faces are generally pretty symmetrical, so we want to do the same either side. And then we're going to draw a line that goes across through the centre as well. Okay, this is actually where the eyes are going to sit. Okay, so this line's going to be where our eyes are. I'm going to sketch them in to be kind of the shape of a lemon. Okay, the next guideline we're going to put in is going to be the one that's halfway between the eyes and the chin. It's going to be about here. I'm going to draw a line going all the way across. Okay, so halfway between the eyes and the chin. That's where your nose sits. Now, noses are really hard to draw from the front. I'm going to keep mine simple. I'm going to draw kind of a line like that, and then just a little line to suggest the sides. And then another line halfway between the nose line and your chin. Okay, and that's where your mouth's going to sit. Okay then, thinking about ears, we've actually got the guidelines for these already, because your ears, again as a rough guide, not everyone's the same of course, but as a rough guide, your ears, the top of them is in line with your eyes and the bottom is in line with your nose, so we've already got these lines here that we can use for guidelines. So I'm going to sketch in, keeping them quite close to the head, sketching in the ears there, keeping them roughly symmetrical as well. If you want to add a little bit of detail in, you can. Lovely. Okay, it's coming on well. For the neck, so what I'm going to do is come down from the ear. I'm not coming straight down. I'm going to curve in a little bit, but I'm going to scoot out again just before the guideline for the mouth. I'm going to do the same that side as well. Okay, so then it looks roughly in proportion with your head. Okay. Now, for the hair, obviously it completely depends what kind of hairstyle you're going for, but we need to think about where the hair's growing from. People will quite often make the mistake of just doing it right from the top here, but of course your hair doesn't start right from the top of your head, it does start from further forward on your forehead. So another guideline, halfway between the eye line and the top of your head. Sketch a line in there. Now that's thinking about the hairline, where your hair's actually growing from. So if it was a really short hairstyle, if you imagine somebody who's kind of pretty much shaved their head, they've got really, really short hair, the shape it will make, again everyone's different, but as a guide, it will do this kind of thing. So it will come forward to where we've got that guideline, might go up a little bit, but it will grow down here towards the ears. Okay, so if you imagine that everybody's got their hair growing from there, that's the basic shape of the hair. But if you would like, for example, a fringe or ponytails, that's where you can kind of adapt it to suit whatever character you're drawing. If I was doing a picture of myself, I usually have a fringe coming across this way, so my fringe would be more like this. Okay, and then I've got kind of hair pretty much down to my shoulders. Almost. So my hair's going to look roughly like that. I might bring it out slightly from my head so it's not completely flat against my head. There we go, lovely. So we've got the basic proportions in there. So what I'm going to do now is go over the details that I want to keep with my Sharpie. Okay, now that I've gone over the lines with my pen, I'm now going to use the rubber to get rid of all the guidelines. Okay, lovely. So there's my finished portrait, ready for me to add colour in whichever way I choose.